Prime Hermann is finally in Rise of Kingdoms, and in my opinion, this guy is a must expertise. But the question is, for who? Who should go ahead and expertise Hermann? Who should just don't touch it at all? That's what we are going to discuss today, so without further ado, let's go.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Okay, I'm not going to go over every skill of Hermann because it just makes the video long for no reason. But what we are going to do is we are going to try to understand his role, his purpose, and who should actually max Hermann. Now, before we start, I've seen Hermann testings, right? However, Hermann is, well, actually, none of the commanders in Rise of Kingdoms are made for one-on-one, because unless you are trading kills or dueling for some reason, you'd never go one-on-one against pretty much anyone. You're always in team fights. And Hermann is made specifically for big open field brawls and team fights, and that's why I'm going to say, don't look at those. I haven't watched the videos, I will, but I wanted to say that don't look at the results of those videos and invest or decide not to invest on Hermann, because they pretty much doesn't mean anything. Maybe they show you the power level of the commander, like maybe. However, most commanders in Rise of Kingdoms, especially commanders like Hermann, not just the AoE, I will get into that, they shine in big open field brawls, as I said, so those one-on-one testings, in my opinion, are not a reliable source, I should say. Now, I said I'm not going to go over every single skill, but I have to go over the first one. Hermann deals an AoE damage. Reason number one why he is not a 1v1 commander, but more importantly, he applies poison stacks. And if you guys don't know, poison is a debuff. And in Rise of Kingdoms, unlike buffs, debuffs does benefit everybody around you. Not just the march that apply the debuff, not just your marches, but pretty much every single march that is hitting that specific target. And this debuff is an AoE debuff, and poison increases skill damage taken. And guess what? He applies this poison with an AoE, and also we have so many commanders with AoE skills, so theoretically when you apply the debuff on a commander, your other marches or your teammates doesn't even have to target that commander. As long as they apply that AoE and the AoE targets the marches with your debuff, they're just going to die super quickly, and that's how you win big open field brawls. Back in the day, I remember even the best Arc of Osiris teams, they all were using Flat, right? The good old completely free Flat, just because of one reason. Because she does have an AoE debuff that reduces attack, defense, and health for 30%. But obviously she's outdated, and now we have Hermann. He does apply, again, an AoE debuff, which is poison, and that increases skill damage taken. And unless you are playing with Atel Takeda or something like Pakal Herald, increasing the skill damage taken of multiple marches from the enemy troops is just insane. That's why Hermann is not a toe-to-toe one-on-one commander, but he is more like a commander that is going to help all of the marches around you to bring the targets down as soon as possible, so you can actually win the fight. So if you want to test the true power of Hermann, what you should do is, you should, let's say, do a 5v5 duel without Hermann, and then you should just swap one of the commanders, put Hermann into your lineup, and then see the results by attacking the same targets with the exact same order, and compare what happens when you have Hermann in your murder ball. Or, even better, you can just play with your marches without Hermann and fight in the open field against your enemy. Let's say you are in KVK, and then again, just like dueling, swap one of the commanders, change it with Hermann Prime, and for the rest use the exact same marches, and then test out how it goes, how fast enemy dies, or how fast your marches die. So I think that is the only way to understand the true power of not just Hermann, but pretty much any commander that applies a massive debuff. And in this case, in Hermann's case, that debuff is a freaking AoE. And that's the main reason why I said Hermann is a must expertise. But when it comes to who should expertise Hermann, I don't think it should be expertise for your average low spender or free to play. The reason why I'm saying this is, most likely, even if you're a free to play or low spender, you should have an expertise YSG by now. And when I say by now, of course, maybe you just start playing the game. I'm talking about people that are in Season of Conquest. And if you already, let's say, invested on a commander, let me go to archers real quick, like a Prime Boudica or a Zhuge Liang, who is arguably the best archer commander right now in the game. And if you are going to use one archer march only, in my opinion, it doesn't worth upgrading and benching your existing expertise commander just to start using Hermann Prime. If you haven't invested on any archer commanders, and if you are going after that one perfect archer march, I think the best is going to be Hermann Prime and Zhuge Liang. These two should be the commanders that you should go after if you are looking to get that one perfect archer march. You're going to use one archer march and you want it to be the best of the best, at least for now. To me, back in the day, it was Boudica YSG. I already had an expertise YSG, and then I decided to invest on Boudica because, don't get me wrong, I mean, even after the release of Hermann or Zhuge Liang, Boudica, in my opinion, still super strong. So I decided to invest on her and just played as my one archer march. I played with Boudica and YSG, and I was pretty satisfied with it, even without good accessories, good gear, or good armaments. Like, they were really decent. Of course, Hermann Prime and Zhuge Liang is going to perform much better, but it doesn't work for me to invest on them because I'm using one archer march only, and I already have an expertise Boudica with expertise YSG. For me, it's just a little bit too luxury. I mean, at least for now, I'm going to skip Hermann Prime just like I did skip Zhuge Liang. Another player who should invest on Hermann Prime is clearly high spenders. I mean, if you're a high spender, you will most likely will have most commanders expertise, and Hermann Prime is not going to be any different. And the main reason is, recently, like in my last 3 to 4 KVKs, the big KVKs with, you know, Imperiums versus Imperiums, one of the main deciding factors is that who is able to swarm structures down better than the other. And when it comes to swarming structures, one of the main things is clearly debuffs, because as I said at the start of the video, the debuff that you apply to the target, doesn't matter if it's a fort, flag, or an open field march, it's just going to benefit all other marches around you that is dealing damage to that target, and Hermann Prime brings a massive AoE to the table. So if you're a high spender and you are indeed swarming structures in KVK, Hermann Prime is definitely going to be great for you. Another group of players who should invest on Hermann Prime is clearly people who are looking to have more than one archer march. As I said, that's not me, that's my Boudica YSG is my only archer march, but if I was looking to go up to 2 archer marches, then definitely my next investments will be Zhuge Liang and Hermann. And if that's the case, if you are chasing to go for 2, 3, or 4 archer marches, doesn't matter. As soon as you go up to 2 archer marches, that 4 commander configuration has to include Hermann and Zhuge Liang. Hope you guys liked it, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you are going to invest on Hermann Prime or not, and explain me why if you are not going to invest on him. I see you on the next video. Make sure to tap on it. Wait, my hand doesn't. Oh my god. Make sure to tap on it, and I see you there.